Okay guys, so now I'm gonna be making my recipe, mac and cheese, Guyanese style. So in Guyana, we like to use the Kraft mac and cheese because of the packet that's in here, this cheese sauce packet. It gives the mac and cheese a rich flavor because of the salt content on this cheese packet. Yes, this gives it a good flavor. It makes it a more rich, nice, intense flavor, cheesy mac and cheese. And I usually add different cheeses to my mac and cheese because in Guyana we're accustomed to cheddar cheese from New Zealand, but over here, you know, you get different varieties, so I always do a mixture of different varieties of cheese to give it that intense cheesy mac and cheese. I don't like a dried out whatever mac and cheese. And the mozzarella gives it a nice stretch, that nice stretchy good flavor.
So what are the cheese you have here?
I have, it's all cheddar, but this is an aged sharp cheddar. You always look for a sharp cheese when you're making mac and cheese because that's a more intense flavor. I have mozzarella, the cheddar, the aged sharp, the New York cheddar, and the Australian cheddar. So to that I usually add some of my, I add some green seasoning, as we just call it in Guyana, or green onions over here. I usually dice this nicely, and I always add a chopped Wiri pepper, and I grate a little bit of garlic in it. To that I add a little bit of mustard that brings out that flavor, and of course evaporated milk. So I'm gonna get this prepped and show you the next step, guys. Alright guys, so I brought 8 cups of water to a rolling boil. Now I'm gonna add my macaroni. Add the pasta to this. Give it a quick stir. I'm not gonna add salt to this. This is not salted water because the cheese has enough salt. So I'm gonna let this go for about 7 minutes. I don't want it to get too mushy. It must be a little bit al dente, a little bit of thing to it. So let it go. I'm gonna strain this and then start adding my other ingredients. Alright guys, our pasta has been going for about 6 minutes now, and I just want to show you this. You don't want it to smoosh all the way. You need it a little bit of al dente where it's easily cut but not smooshy. So I'm gonna take this off because it's gonna finish cooking in the oven. I'm gonna strain this now. And drain this well. This is good enough because the little bit of water in there, the pasta water, is going to help the cheese stick to the pasta. Immerse everything nicely. So add this back to the pot. And now let's move it over here. I'm going to start seasoning my macaroni now. I'm going to add my, this is about 2 tablespoons of the chopped green onions. And the pepper, the green onions, pepper. So I'm going to add this in there. Give it a quick toss. And in this cup I broke down the packets that was in the mac and cheese to 1 cup of evap milk. So I'm gonna add some more to make it 2 cups. that's 2 cups of evaporated milk with the cheese packet that was in the box. So we have 2 cups here. Alright, I'm gonna grate my little clove of garlic in here. And you don't have to add garlic if you don't like the flavor. To me, it brings the pasta together and gives it a nice little flavor. So you don't really taste it much, but it just pulls it together nicely. That with the pepper. I'm gonna do this other small one. If you're not a garlic lover, you don't have to add this, but this is my recipe. I always add a little bit of garlic to my mac and cheese. I always season my mac and cheese nicely. So that's this. Let me get a little quick rinse on my hand. And I'm gonna add a teaspoon of butter. This a nice little melt in here. Because I didn't do a lot of if I'm doing a bigger pan, then I add like a little more butter and stuff. But this all pulls the flavor together nicely, a nice little flavor profile you get going on here. And in this bowl we shredded our cheeses. So in all we have 1.5 pounds of mixed cheese in here. We did half of the New York cheddar, 1.5 pound of the aged cheddar, and 1/2 pound of the other New Zealand cheddar. So this is 1.5 pound of cheese. You start incorporating your cheese. I know some people make like a roux, where they break it down and melt it with the milk. But I don't do that. I add my cheeses directly to the macaroni because this is gonna melt and be incorporated nicely. I'm gonna keep adding this, and then I'm gonna add this to it. And this gives it a really beautiful color and flavor. See how good this looks. So I'm gonna add another 1/2 cup of milk in here. 1 cup. I'm gonna finish it up. So that's another cup. So that is 3 cups of milk already in here. And my mustard, I'm gonna do. Let me turn it this way so you guys can see. One and a half tablespoon of mustard. See how good that looks. And you need it with enough milk because remember your pasta is al dente. So you need it to come together and cook enough. So let me add more cheese to this. This looks good. All right, I'm gonna get my dish. And your dish, you do not have to butter your dish or anything, because the cheese is gonna keep it nice and moist so it doesn't stick to the pan. I'm gonna add some mozzarella now. This is a, what? How much chunks in this? Oh, 8 ounces. So I'm gonna add some of the mozzarella cheese, like half of it. Just give it a little toss in there. Now the rest of the cheese. I'm gonna add the rest of the mozzarella to that.
So that rounds it off to 3 pounds of cheese.
2 pounds.
2 pounds? 1.5 plus that. Okay. So that's
2
2 pounds of cheese
Yes.
for 3 packs.
Yep. And I'm gonna top this now on the rest of the
So this cheese just spreads at the top instead of mixing in, right?
yeah, I'm gonna top it with this and then cover it and pop it in the oven. Alright guys, I'm gonna top this off nicely with the rest of the cheese. Let me put this over here because I like a nice little layer of cheese on top. Toss a little bit in because there was a lot, so I need just to mush these in a little bit. And finish up with this.
I remember one of my boss from back in the day, Lori used to love this mac and cheese, boy.
Yeah, she said, I'm keeping this.
Shout out to Lori.
And remember Violet had loved it too?
Oh yes,
I have
Violet
to
liked
give
it
her
too.
the
Yeah.
recipe.
Violet does a lot of cooking herself. She's a very good cook.
Yeah. All right. So now I'm gonna use the corn on my grater that I didn't use, and I'm gonna do a little bit of nutmeg on top, a little bit of grated nutmeg, not a lot, just to pull the flavor in. And to this you can add like red pepper flakes. If you like bell peppers, you can do chopped bell peppers. You can do some people I know would like usually shred some carrot and top it. It depends on what you like, you know. But this is the way I like it. So this is my mac and cheese. I'm gonna now cover this with some foil. Let me get the foil. And pop it in the oven. So this foil helps it to help everything to melt and not start burning. The cheese on top don't start burning. And you pop this in a 350 degrees oven for about an hour so everything comes together nicely. Then you uncover and let it crisp up the top, brown and crisp up nicely. Alright, so I'm gonna pop this in my oven and show you the next step. Alrighty, it's been an hour since our mac and cheese has been in the oven. So I'm gonna take it out, uncover it, and look how melted and nice that looks. I'm gonna pop it back in the oven for another probably 20 minutes to half an hour to get a nice golden crust on top, that nice color. So it's fully cooked. All I need now is to get a nice color on top. So let me pop this back in and let it go. Alright, our mac and cheese has been in for about 15-20 minutes now. And this is what it looks like. I like this color on it because the edges are already brown. And see how the edges are nice and brown. You're gonna let it go as brown as you like, but I like this color on it, so I'm gonna take it out here.
Looks awesome.
Yes, see, everything is bubbling and it smells so good. I'm gonna let it rest while you have to let it rest because if you try to cut it now it's gonna break apart.
Too soft.
But if you like it nice and soft, you know, you can do that. But I'm gonna let it rest now.
I prefer to do it with a fork and then down with a straw, so let it rest.
Yes, so this is gonna go. And that's what our mac and cheese looks like. Whew, so good.
Really nice.
Yeah, man. We're gonna enjoy this, guys. Thanks for being with us while we make this mac and cheese. This is my recipe. Like, subscribe, follow, share, drop your comments.